Hi, I'm Michael Smith for Nevada Trails. Tonight we have back a very special guest, Debra Jacobs. She was on fairly recently, and basically we're having such a good time, and we didn't get finished with her studies of her company, Pets Unlimited. And Debra is a animal behavioral analyst, and we talked about a variety of animals last time, and today we're going to talk about miniature horses, donkeys, and birds and llamas that you work with.
Oh, yes.
And we're going to start with miniature horses.
Miniature horses, actually, a lot of people don't realize, is that all of the horses, from draft horse, quarter horse, they've actually all been miniaturized over the world. So they're tiny everywhere. You can find a small horse just about anywhere of any type. A lot of people don't know that. The Shetland pony was the popular one, a Welsh pony, and Shetlands were pretty nippy and very moody, and they were always, trying to have them for children. And the miniature horse is just an amazing, different personality and temperament. And they live quite a long time, and you can look them up on the internet, and it's fascinating to see.
And what do you do with these miniature horses? You kind of get them to behave better?
Well, they're really good for carts, and you can go trotting and take people for rides. It's the same as if it was a big buggy, but they have little carts for them.
Well, I've seen them in the parade. They're great.
Yeah,
kids love them.
You can do it with donkeys, too. But the miniature horses, they're getting more frequent. There's a ranch that's down in the Sacramento area. There's quite a few hidden, and people don't even know they're around. And they come in different colors.
And you go visit the ranch and talk to these horses? And
they've got a website. I can give you that if you go on mine, or you send me an email, and I can help you find locations for all the different critters. But the miniature horses are really sweet. There's some pictures there. They're both one's on a cart, and see the horse is smiling right now.
There's a little boy there.
They're both little boys, and that's Breeze on the right and Whiz Kid on the left. And the one actually gets jealous. They're both 19 years old. They live.
Wow.
They live quite a long time. So you've got a friend for quite a while when you adopt one. And they come in white and black, and this is gold, and they're a miniature quarter horse.
And these particular horses do they entertain kids and things like that?
This is a private families, and they will give people rides, and they have them and bring them near the gazebo in Minden. A lot of people see them there. And they're wonderful. They don't nip or bite, and they're just always sweet every time I've been around them.
I think they'd be great for kids and horses in Minden, where they have all the disabled kids.
I think so. They're not less intimidating because they're not so big and large, and they are easier upkeep, and of course take up less room. One corral for two big horses, and you could split it and put four of these guys in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's one of the ranches you take care of.
This is at another ranch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this isn't at the ranch that I go to a lot, but there's so many of them that are the people that own them. They don't mind sharing, letting you bring by, and I'll say, "Can I bring some kids over?" And they go, "Oh, sure, no problem."
Oh, okay. Well, then we have to get some numbers out there for people can track them down.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But the donkeys are similar in size, too. See, and they bring them over. You can take them places, and they're not obnoxious. They actually load them up in a Toyota truck with a shell, with a ramp.
Well, that sounds good.
That's how tiny they are. See, so you can take them places. It's almost like taking a St. Bernard with you somewhere, or a Great Dane.
You're talking about a donkey?
No, I'm saying the size of these horses.
Oh, the miniature horses still.
Is still like the same as a big dog.
Well, like I said, I've seen them in the parades, and they're pulling a little cart or have one person walking them, and they're really cute.
Oh yeah, they're great. They're the neat pet. I think I've had horses, and these are the ones I think I want to get next. Easy maintenance as you get older too for retired people. Let's see. This little boy got to ride on the cart, and he didn't want to leave them. And the dad had set him up on the seat for a ride, and when they were finished, he couldn't get him to get off. And he waved bye-bye and says, "I'm going to the truck." And the little 3-year-old says, "Bye-bye, Daddy."
He's going to stay with the horse.
He was going to stay with the horses. He was so
He says, the cart's mine now.
Oh, he was in love with those animals. It was great.
Well, I think you get yourself in trouble, about talking about bringing home a horse, because you'll have one real fast.
Yes, that's the problem that I'm trying to teach is ask first before you give them as gifts.
Mm-hmm.
And someone may know it needs a home. Oh, I'll take it. I'll give it to my grandson. Then his children are going to shoot him because they really didn't have room or time for that pony or the horse. So a lot of sad situations happen that I want to stress that you check it out first before you just say, "Surprise, I brought home a bunny," It's April, it's Easter, you need a bunny.
Well, this is a miniature horse.
But either way, that's a bigger pet and even more responsibility. And there is no such thing as a free horse.
Oh, no.
No, there's maintenance, veterinarian bills, and all those kind of things too. But they're really sweet. Those are really good shots. They're beautiful color too. And this is the full harness and the reins and everything, and shows you how tiny they can be. The other one is a little bit taller, a little bit bigger. But you can look them up and go to the library and just type in a miniature horse, and you'll see all kinds of wonderful information and really fun pet.
So this is more of a pet you recommend for retired people?
If they want to, oh gosh.
With grandkids?
Oh yes, it's a real easy pet to have.
A little easier to feed and maintain?
Everything. They don't eat as much. And the temperament is so important, because a child, even an adult actually, for your first experience, to get kicked or nipped at or scratched by any animal, you really don't want to be around them again. It frightens you if your first visit is not a welcoming one. So when I work with people and their animals, I try to interact with them and bring them to other places where they're going to have a wonderful first-time experience. And even with a llama, they don't spit until they're right intimidated in their face. And everyone heard, oh, careful. They spit. No, they don't, unless they feel danger. And same with the animals. You know, you walk around them, you hope they aren't going to kick you. Well, if I know that animal won't kick, then you're going to be comfortable, and I can take you all the way around and feel comfortable. So it's the biggest thing, is first experience.
Well, do people call you and have you meet the prospective pet?
Oh yes, I've helped pick out puppies out of 14 puppies in a litter. I've gone to look at birds to examine and see that they look healthy. I try to show people that our hands look like snakes, and when you run up into a face of any animal or a human, that tends to be intimidating. It's not the way to say hello. So I'll go and see if an animal's flinching, or if the bird is really afraid to come near your hand. Then it's going to take a lot of work to get them to be a companion that you might want to buy right away and hold. So yeah, I try to help. It's fun.
So if someone's like me, is buying a miniature horse, and then I want a miniature cart too.
I would line you
would
up with
know
all that.
where to buy the miniature cart and the miniature saddle. And
Yep. I help you find all your supplies and show you the best way to buy.
I didn't know it's so big to have that many miniature horse supplies, actually.
I know.
I thought you'd have to make your own. You're like, ring.
Surprise. I want a little black one. I want a little white one. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize what goes into all of that.
Well, I was thinking a radio flyer and a rope. So that sounds good.
Whee! It's a lot of homework, and a lot of people are busy, very busy with their lives. And they think they want to take on something, and they don't realize all of it to set up. And I compare taking on a pet as an animal is that it's the same as learning how to snow ski. You got to get your boots, you got to get your skis and your poles and the right clothing to be warm. There's a lot to set yourself up. To get this miniature horse, you've got to learn that they might need a salt block and the right reins, the right brushes to get the hair off correctly, and there's the right shovels.
You mean the pooper scooper? Yeah. A little smaller shovel, I imagine.
A little smaller shovel.
Little specialty shovel.
Yes.
Well, well, just basically save them time and money by getting the right pet in the right location and then knowing where the supplies are.
Exactly.
And you save them money because you know where to get the supplies at better cost, I bet.
Yep, I can show them. I give them multiple choices. I show them where there's 3 different kinds of horses, and then I show them 3 different suppliers. And depending on their area they're in, they may have to have it shipped in, and others they could drive to the place. And that is all costly, whether it's the gas, the time, the convenience or inconvenience, is that I've been around the block so much with all of this, is that people really can enjoy, and they've got the right pet without to start with problems right away. And then they're more of a burden than an enjoyment. And so that's what I feel good about, is that I've helped you pick out the right miniature horse or send you to the people who are knowledgeable.
Well, what if
and
I
honest.
have a feed store and I want to start carrying merchandise that will attract people who have these pets to me? You can help them as well.
That's true. That's true. That's why I wanted to give out the email, and people can contact me. I get lots of questions.
Go ahead. What's your email and your phone number?
It's petsunlimited@Verizon, Verizon.net, and my number is 775-782-3600. 3252. And I can answer questions and help people direct them in the right direction, and it saves a lot of time.
Well, I bet you're the right person to save them time and money, because that sounds pretty good. Because I'd hate to buy are these things very expensive? I have no clue.
Well, there's a variety. It depends if you're getting one for a stud service or, you're getting a male and a female. A lot of that is a package deal. Some stuff is bargaining. Some might be a little higher because of the bloodline. Some people want a retired older horse that's just going to be an enjoyment to sit and help while they garden, or
watch the football game.
And watch a football game. So it really is a high and a low. So I always tell everybody, we'll get you 3 contacts. And it doesn't matter if it's a rabbit, a parrot, or whatever, a boa constrictor, is that I can give you those phone numbers. You can ask the questions and then ask me to go with you if you're not sure. I will go with you to look at the animals.
So also another question would be, do you have to buy pairs? All the pictures I've seen are they're more than one. They're not by themselves.
It depends. The retired people may be with that horse all the time. These 2 are out at a separate ranch. They have to be trailered to come to different events or to their house. And some are loners, depends on the animal. Llamas do not like to be alone, so you don't want to buy one llama. And the people who will sell it to you will tell you, this animal's going to be real lonely, and he wants one of his own kind because of a herd. Some of these animals are always in a herd. They're not always isolated. A horse, of course, I think would still be lonely by himself.
Well, I think so too.
Yeah. Now, there's a lady that has 1 llama and 1 horse. See, so that they're together. But it's a matter of not being lonely. And I think that's nature for all of us.
Well, I think so too. Well, miniature and a llama is kind of different, but I was just thinking about 2 miniature horses if they needed each other or not. Because I've had friends who had a horse pass away, and the other one just kind of passes away as well.
Yes, they miss the partnership. So see, that's the thing, is starting out as a pair or adopting one that was singled out, has been used to being alone. Because it doesn't matter what animal it is. I had a big parrot, and he was jealous when you give me a hug goodbye. And he'd go shake his bowl and shake his bowl, and I'd be at the doorway saying bye, and he'd go, "Wah!" shake his bowl, shake his bowl. So I said, give me a hug around the corner, and the bird would stop. So they can be jealous, and they can be lonely. It is something to think about as far as being able to afford a pair, and a lot of people can't make a decision, whether it's a puppy or a kitten or a horse, is, I can't decide, I'll take both of them. I get that a lot.
Oh, no.
It's called double trouble.
Double trouble when this is at the farms you go to?
Yeah, it depends on the personalities. You may bring 2 home that are so destructive. They're bored and you're not around them enough, so they chew or they dig, and you come back and go, oh no, this one puppy dug up all this lady's new flowers. Oh. Because she put the puppy on the other side of the fence and was on her hands and knees digging and planting. And when the puppy got out, it went over and dug them all up because it wanted to be where she had been and ruined her whole garden. So there's a lot of things to
puppy trouble. We're gonna take a short back, and we'll be back with Deborah to talk. I think our next topic will be donkeys. We'll be back. Thank you. Hi, I'm Michael Smith for Nevada Trails. Recently, I've been seeing a lot of people getting kind of depressed about being laid off from work and things like that. And my family and friends, what we've kind of done is, throughout the years, we just go out and volunteer. Your favorite museum, maybe your public access station. A lot of the people who work with me are all volunteers as well as I am. And the food closet needs you. And basically just get off your duff and go out to your local theater or, like I said, public access station and give them a help. And maybe learn a new craft. And you'll cheer yourselves up, and in lieu of donations, they need your help as much as you can give them, and we'd all be glad you did. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Fish and Game Warden Patrick Foy. Boaters at Lake Tahoe should expect watercraft inspections at all launch sites around the lake. These inspections are designed to prevent the destructive spread of zebra and quagga mussels, as well as other aquatic invasive species. If brought into Lake Tahoe, invasive species will damage boats and the pristine waters and be impossible to remove. Remember to clean, drain, and dry your boat every time before entering a new body of water. Clean boats stop aquatic hitchhikers.
Hi, we're back from break, and now we're going to talk about donkeys.
Yes, they're a great pet. A lot of people don't realize the donkeys, there's so many the BLM has for adoptions. And there are a lot of people who pass away and they have a few critters and one's a donkey and nobody in the family wants the donkey. And they are precious. They will follow you just like a puppy.
Well, my friend's ranch, they rescued a donkey, and every time I go there, it's real shy. So should I be carrying a carrot or something?
Yes. They love grain. It's sweet like a candy. And they eat only 1 flake a day, compared to horses eat 2 flakes a day.
So not very flaky then.
They're not too flaky. But they love orange carrots. And their lips, you can feed them without getting your fingers nipped, but you still have to watch out.
So
But you'd make a friend probably.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, I used to hide a carrot in my back pocket, the whole carrot coming up out of the pocket. So when I whistled, taught my horse to come across the pasture to a whistle, and the horse would push this hip to see if the carrot was in this pocket, and if it wasn't, and then the horse would go over here and push this side of me and find the carrot, which pocket it was in.
Well, I used to carry mine in the front pocket, but that's a terrible story.
Oh my, no. This carrot was one of those great big, I would chop just the point off, and one time the horse caught my pocket and ripped my pocket.
Oh.
So you got to be careful.
Well, I've had some animals come at me pretty fast when I was feeding the horses.
Yep.
And there's 6 on 1. It's not fair odds.
And they're all around you, and they're smelling for the food, and it's dangerous. Yeah, the donkeys are really, really gentle. And if they are shy, you can cut your carrot down into chunks where they will still see it when you throw it. And then you throw your treat, throw it out where they're at, and then throw it shorter and get them to work their way without you moving your feet. Is that you're not in their face with eye contact to make them nervous, and they are coming a little closer because they're enjoying it. And so if it's not a carrot, the llamas love bananas. They'll eat the skin and all. And so you can cut up apples. Donkeys love apples too, and they're sweet. So you find out what they might really like. We caught a wolf dog mixed with a domestic dog, and it wouldn't come out of the woods. So we cut big orange cubes of cheddar, and big enough for the dog wolf to see it. And I said, cut them up and throw a trail. And they actually got the dog to come back in.
E.T. had the same problem.
E.T. did too?
Yeah,
Oh,
only
I don't
those
remember
colored
that.
M&Ms. I think they were Reese's Pieces, though.
Oh, that's another
The
story.
little kid got them. But anyways, if you have a donkey as a pet, are they good pets to rescue and have one for?
Oh, yes. I brush them. As soon as you walk away, they follow you. They want you to brush them some more. Yes, they're a sweet pet. They're very sweet. It depends on what's happened to them. And you've got to be patient. And they go, ee-haw, 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 and they start talking to you because they see you going to feed somebody else. They get jealous.
You do what?
I only do that once. Okay, Michael.
I wasn't sure what I was hearing there.
Yes, we got a picture of her. This is, it's off to the side.
Is that
There
the one?
she
Is that the one you rescued?
Yes, that's Sophie.
Now,
Sophia.
she has her ears pointing to you. Does that mean she's very attentive?
Yes, she probably was feeding her and then walked away, and she wants more. And her little son Frankie is the same. They look almost identical, and they're just the cutest darn things.
That's a cute donkey.
Mm-hmm. They're really wonderful to adopt, and you can go to BLM, and I'll be having them talk in my classroom, and I have brochures on how to adopt them.
Now, that's the class coming up in January at the Western Nevada College.
Mm-hmm, the 3rd week of January, and that'll be posted. You can do it online or go into the campus. And I will be having all the rescue centers coming in my 2nd hour for different likings. I'll see what that class likes, and if I'll bring in big birds, I'll bring in reptiles. I may have a whole classroom where nobody wants any lizards or snakes in the room, so I won't ask the reptile rescue to come in. I'll bring in what the liking is for the group. And so I can teach them and show them a lot of different things to save money. Little things can happen where they get hurt, and there's things you can do to fix it without running to a vet. So those will be different things that they can take notes on. And
That's important.
it's expensive. Sometimes, I had a lady bring home a puppy, and it was at the vet 4 or 5 times in 6 months. And so you don't plan those things. So sometimes you can be prepared a little better, and I can teach and educate them on that too.
Excellent. Now, I'll tell them more to the vet that does work on donkeys, too. I mean,
Right.
I wouldn't know to find a donkey vet.
Do you know that there's a specialist in Reno that only works on animals' eyes, vision.
No, I did not know that.
He's a specialist, and he helped one dog. He was only 4 or 5, and he was getting a cataract blue-gray glaze, and I had been training him the previous year, and I stopped by, and I said, this is very unusual. And anyway, she got with the veterinarian in Reno and gave her a bottle of liquid steroids, and he could see his ball again. He was going blind at a young age.
Well, actually, I just
And
saw
it's great.
a dog that was going blind up for adoption at the with dog, DAWG. So if you had a potentially blind dog, is it too late to get it helped?
It would depend on its age.
It looked young.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is that I don't go there as far as diagnosing. I can see something, but I wanted to go to vet school, but I didn't. Is that there are the right people I can send people to if they want to take the time. And if the dog is real old, maybe it might not work. If the dog is young, this was just amazing to see a young 4-year-old be able to see again. It worked in 4 months.
Oh, that's amazing.
I know, and I didn't, these are the things that you learn from being in that line of work, is I have seen so many different things. And some things, are common, and some shock me. And I'll say, wow, that is amazing. Can I get that information from you? So it helps me help somebody later.
Well, that's actually a miracle that you had that dog for 4 years, and all of a sudden you have a major problem.
Yeah, so that's mainly what I do. I enjoy it. I problem solve. I put a line in the scoop, and it said, I will help you with any animal with any problem. And these people said, we love our 4-year-old dog. It barks at FedEx man. It barks at everything. It barks at the bird flying by. Could you help us with this dog? And they've been listening to this barking for 4 years.
Oh.
Yeah, it echoes on their wood floors and everything. And I've seen them. They've called me back several times, and I've been teaching them more things, and the dog is behaving and not in charge of the house anymore.
Well, that's a good story, and I don't like the dogs that jump up on me, the big ones. They always just hit you right here, oops, sorry, and it hurts.
The length of the body of the dog depends on where they'll hit you, and when they run up, some hit you with one paw right in the ribs. Others will run up, stand on their hind legs, and rake you with their nails and run their paws down. And some will come full force and knock you down.
That one almost did the last time I got jumped on. But, you like the attention, but I don't like them to do that.
But the people say, oh, I'm so sorry. They just deal with it. And then they'll call me and say, our dog is really high energy. If you walk in our front door to help us, we want to warn you he's going to hit you.
So rather than warning the person, the guest, they call you and have the dog not do that.
Well, what it is I count how many times they hit me. I said, don't go run them. I want their full energy. And what I do when I walk in your door is I say, okay, that was once, that was twice, stay off. And I can see how it's a fetish of contact, that this is not all like that. Some are worse than others. Is that I see if it takes 4 or 5 times for that animal to quit pushing on me. Some may only do it once and walk away. Others, I have been in a home for a whole hour, and there are welts of scraping down my arms, hair all over my clothes, jumping over the back of the couches, and they don't stop the whole hour I'm there.
Oh, wow.
So you never know what people are dealing with in their house.
Well, what's remarkable to me about you is you do such a variety of animals. We just talked about donkeys and miniature horses, and I think we're going to talk about, birds next?
Parrots.
Parrots.
Parrots are...
And you go in and talk about their parrot problems.
Oh, yes. Some of them will bite everybody that comes up to the cage.
Well, how did you get training in all this to be able to do such a wide variety of animals? You just started very intuitive?
I adopted a parrot. I just love animals.
So you've had a wide variety of animals in your 35 years doing this?
Yes. I've worked on ranches, and I adopted a parrot. I took a private course with a movie trainer, and we handled a lot of different animals, and he picked up 14, 15 of these big blue and gold macaws. They had come from South America and had to stay in San Diego for 30 days to make sure that they don't have a parrot fever or any illnesses that would come into the States. And do you know that there are 1 million birds brought in legally of all different sizes and sorts and colors, and there's that many smuggled and hidden in tubes of bamboo. They are given Valium. They dye their hair color because some speak better than others, and they sneak them in to make money.
Well, I heard they get caught pretty tough as well.
Oh, it's amazing, amazing. So, you know, parrots aren't for everybody. They have a dander, some of them more than others, a powder. They throw their seeds, so you have to have a good cage set up and a good spot for them. Some are very loud and squawk very sharp, and others you don't even know they're in the room and they're so silent. So you need to do your homework before you bring a bird home, and remember what you teach them, because if they copy you, you can't take it back.
You also had a picture of a rodent, I believe, too, and you train small little critters
Well,
as well.
you can teach. There's hamsters, guinea pigs, and ferrets. There's the mouse. There's the rat. They're all a lot of cleaning, high maintenance. I try to teach children when they get them as gifts, which they should be called first before they're given as a
So say you
gift.
get the rodent first, or you get the rodent after they call
Well,
you?
some people. You mean the gift part? They
Well, I
come
don't
in
know
a
if-
cage.
Oh, I mean, should I call you before I buy one for my little girl to make sure it's compatible, or would I go ahead and just, if I have a problem with the rodent, then I call you?
Then call me. Some stores will try to tell you, oh, buy two. And the boys will fight eventually as they mature. And then if you have two boys in one cage, they'll start, and then you need to split them. Then it's another cage. Then you find out you really didn't need two.
Well, I had a rock band at a party when I was in high school, and they're a little loud, and my sister's guinea pigs died, so...
Oh, you scared them. Your volume was too
You might want to
high.
make sure your brother doesn't have a rock band party at his house. I felt really bad about that because she was a lot younger.
Oh,
That
well.
was, I'm still upset about that. And then you will do llamas, and how do you... Actually, I love llamas. I had a llama at my goat ranch we talked about earlier, and that was absolutely beautiful.
They're a very calm, very peaceful, and curious. Llamas are like a cat, and they'll know. I went to my friend's ranch. He had 40 llamas, 5 dogs, 2 donkeys, 11 goats, and all 40 llamas came across the pasture right up to the fence because they saw my dog, and they knew that dog didn't belong on the ranch. And they came completely across to look at my dog.
Well, they're great security.
Oh, they're great security, very peaceful, and they're not a high maintenance. They eat a couple flakes a day and some grain, and they love bananas. And if you want to eat the banana and then give them the skin, or if you want to share the banana, they just love the sweet banana.
So you just give them a whole banana.
Yeah, they'll eat the.
I wish I knew that then, because I just gave Bubba the flakes, I think.
Yeah, they.
He loved it, but I just like to get him treats.
If they're not too old, they'll crunch on chunks of carrots and apples. And I've cut them all up and brought them out in a big Tupperware container bowl. And I get 5 heads and lips going into that bowl at one time. And you'll always have one that might be older and can't chew real well, and that they don't want the carrot, and you find it on the ground.
Well, I used to blow up Bubba's nose so he recognized it's me, because he wasn't seeing too good. He was rather an older llama, but he was a great companion.
Oh, yeah, they'll live a good 20 years. A lot of people don't realize how long some of these animals live longer than others. But they're wonderful. They were actually from Peru and Ecuador, and those areas were considered high clout. If you walked over to someone's place in Peru and they had that many llamas, wow.
And they're beautiful.
They're doing really well if they have that many llamas.
Well, I have 2 by me, and I like looking at them. Well, Deborah, again, we're out of time fast. Could you give out your phone number?
Oh, sure. It's 775-782-3252. That's 3252. And I have an email that you can send some questions if you need help, and that is Pets Unlimited, all one word, small letters. Pets Unlimited at Verizon.net.
Well, you certainly have a passion for animals, and thank you for being on Nevada
Thank
Trails,
you.
and
Thank
hope to
you.
have you back again, because this is a long topic.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.